Olá, vais ouvir uma entrevista sobre a Palestina. No entanto, não é um episódio que te vai explicar a ocupação israelita, por isso, se não estás confortável com o tema, sugiro-te que ouças primeiro a série Palestina, Histórias de um País Ocupado, que podes encontrar em fumaca.pt ou na tua aplicação de podcasts. Foi originalmente publicada em maio de 2018. Agora sim, fica com a entrevista e com a Margarida David Cardoso.
A primeira vez que Siwar Assili viu uma arma foi na universidade. Os colegas de turma eram também militares israelitas que patrulhavam a cidade palestiniana de Al-Halil, Hebron, jovens de 18 a 19 anos. Claro que se ele vivesse na Cisjordânia, difícil seria não ter visto o exército armado na rua. Mas Siwar, palestiniano, nasceu num lugar a que chama Territórios de 48, Ocupados em 1948, ou Israel, como reconhecido por uma maioria dos Estados. Siwar nasceu em Nazaré, no sul da Galileia, considerada a maior cidade árabe no território administrado pelo Estado israelita. Maria Dali, companheira de Siwar, é natural de Kfar Yassif, a norte, perto da fronteira com o Líbano. Uma vila importante pelas suas escolas e efervescência cultural, onde foi eleita a primeira mulher palestiniana presidente de um governo local nos territórios ocupados. Siwar e Maria, palestinianos de 48, têm passaporte israelita, moram em Rehovot, uma cidade a 30 km de Tel Aviv, e aos olhos do Estado são israelitas árabes. Então, o que é ser uma pessoa palestiniana aqui? Encontramos-nos para esta entrevista em Jaffa, no sul de Tel Aviv, antiga cidade palestiniana ocupada. Estamos num pequeno café que é também uma livraria palestiniana que passa música árabe e serve comida árabe numa rua onde as bandeiras são todas israelitas. Aqui a nossa existência é resistir, diz Maria. Ocupar estes lugares como palestinianos, estar onde não somos desejados. Maria e Siwar vêm de famílias politizadas, comunistas, ativistas na resistência popular pela libertação da Palestina. Quase toda a família dele formou-se em universidades da antiga União Soviética. O pensamento que têm hoje vem mais das conversas na juventude comunista do que das aulas nas escolas árabes que frequentaram. Maria é bailarina e entomologista, trabalha em educação de ciência na esperança de contagiar a uma nova geração o seu fascínio por insetos. Siwar investiga ciências das plantas e genética agrícola. Estão ambos a acabar o doutoramento. Depois disso, sabem que não querem trabalhar numa empresa israelita. Mas que boicote sério pode almejar uma pessoa palestiniana quando vive na sociedade criada pelo seu opressor? O lugar onde estão os palestinianos de 48 é desconfortável e confuso. Maria já foi chamada de traidora na Cisjordânia por quem não compreendia a sua escolha de viver daquele lado. E é sobre isso que pedimos a Maria e Siwar para falar. E começamos com uma citação do poeta palestiniano Mahmoud Darwish, que escreveu: "A minha liberdade é ser o que eles não querem que eu seja."
So, for me, I think I want to be Palestinian, okay? And I can see and I can feel that they don't want me to be Palestinian. I can summarize it like this. And they can do it in many ways just to not allow me to do that, to be myself in my way, in what really I want to be.
Yeah.
I think especially the Israeli community or government, or I don't know, the Israeli country, they want us, or they want to accept us as they want, not as what I want as a person, as an identity, as a Palestinian that I related to. I came from a Palestinian family, so this is the trick here. They want to accept you, but as what they want.
Do you think being a Palestinian, it's an identity, it's a culture? What is be a Palestinian?
I think how there is a Portuguese.
Yeah, Portuguese,
people,
yeah.
people and Arab Lebanese people. There's Arab Palestinian people that have traditional things together, have specific songs for wedding, have a specific accent in Arabic. So like,
It's also a culture.
yeah, it's a culture, and here also it's identity. Like I cannot say like I'm only Arab, I'm Palestinian.
Yeah, you said that I'm Palestinian first than anything else. So
Yes,
first than
yes.
anything else, you're
Because like
Palestinian.
when you feel that you are attacked from something, so you have to
Yeah.
Put it up front.
Yes, yes. It's like I really like it's in my mind. Like I don't really think about it. So I'm Palestinian before I'm Arab. Yeah.
Maybe like I don't believe and I don't like the borders. So maybe if Israel wasn't here, maybe I will prefer to not identify myself as a Palestinian. Maybe I will identify myself as an Arab or as a
human.
or
Yeah.
as a Asian, or I don't know. But because of Israel, I have to save this identity. I have to save this connection, you know?
When Nakba first started 75 years ago, the places you were born, you work, you grew up, you live, were occupied by those who founded the Israeli state. And for many Palestinians, those are called the 48 territories. So what is it like to be a Palestinian here? And in a territory many people call Israel.
For me, I prefer if I was born in the West Bank as a Palestinian, because here I think it's one of the most complicated places ever. Like to be a Palestinian in the 48, like as a child, you born as an Arab, the neighborhood, at school, everything you learn in Arab. But like when you grow up and arrive to 16, 17, okay, you prepare now to go outside the village or the city, and here's the shock. Like here you face the other community in this territory, which is the Israeli community, and a lot of Palestinian in the 80s, not in the 80s, not teenager, young, like before the going to the university, how I can say it, like they have a cultural shock and cultural by the system, so like they go to the extreme. And I say it at the university. I saw that in the university, like we started as a 60 students in the first year, and we finished only 5. Not because they are not good or they're not studying, because like we moved from the village to Tel Aviv. With the system is different, everything is open, and here's the conflict. How I meet the other side, the Jewish people. Like as Siwar said in Nazareth, the first time that we saw gun, it was in the university, and they learned us like when we were like very young that like as a Palestinian we have the Nakba, and like they occupied us, and like in some point you have to face them, and you recognize that they are human. They are simply people that live here, and they don't really think about you. So here's, I think, the complicated, like in some point you have to face this, and everything that you learned, you cannot see it. It's right, but you don't really see it.
Okay. When you meet.
Obviously, yes, as you see it in the West Bank, because here I see people.
Yeah, you don't see the IDF all the time, for instance.
Yes. So for me, it's very complicated, like to have two life. Like when we live in Rehovot, so the whole neighbor and the whole building are Jewish. We are only the two Arab Palestinian people who live in this building. So, and you cannot really express and talk really like honestly and express yourself honestly, especially in politics thing. But when we back to our village or to Nazir, to Kfar Yassif, so we can talk differently. So with this, like you have really two different reality. It's very complicated, like inside you, like it's a lot of conflict and a lot of question. You have to remind yourself that you are Palestinian. You have to remind yourself, okay, we passed the Nakba, like the history, because the government here try like to encourage the Palestinian community to be part from the Israeli community, and like by time, like we will forget that we are Palestinian and we just part of the Israel. So every time we have to remind ourselves, of this. And another thing that the most difficult question for me when I travel, for example, where are you from? This is the most complicated question because I'm a Palestinian, but I have only the Israeli passport. I'm not allowed to have the Palestinian passport. I'm Palestinian. Where are you from? Kfar Yassif. It's near Akko, but Akko, it's in Israel. So I have every time to explain the whole history.
It's never a one sentence answer.
No, like I'm from Portugal and that's it. No.
Yeah. So what do you answer? Do you answer the long version?
It depends. It depends. The person who asked me. Yeah, but most of the time, the long answer. Or I'm Palestine. I'm from Palestine. That's it.
Yeah.
For me, like before I went to university, I didn't feel it. Like I felt that I'm in Nazareth and that this is the world. I didn't know what is going around. I heard from my parents about the problems, but now I can say that we are in like fight all the time.
All the time.
Fight with myself, with my ideas, with my future, with my past. I'm always trying to catch also the history of me. And I want to run to the future, but I can't. I can't do it like normal people because I have to save my roots.
Yeah.
I'm stuck there, you know? Sometimes I'm thinking to myself, if I wasn't Palestinian, like on the 48, maybe I will be different person because maybe I can go faster into the future or to my يعني مصلحة إيش interests, you know, because you are living here you have to think about the others.
Yeah.
I don't know, maybe in other countries maybe they are thinking the same, but for me I'm thinking that like I'm feeling that it's stacking me and I want to just sometimes I'm thinking I want to forget everything and that's it. And it's hard to think all the time about the history and your future. Yeah, there is a conflict.
When you say you want to run to the future, what is it? What is it, the future?
The future? To to leave the history. Yeah, we can't leave the history. We have to keep it. We always afraid. I don't know if it's like a good or if it's the right to do it, the right way to do it. But we always afraid to lose the roots. This feeling,
Yeah.
like pull you back.
Yeah. For example, now we are finishing our PhD, our study. So like we finished a chapter and now it's a new chapter. So the question now, where we will live. We cannot stay in Rehovot. I cannot like have a family in Rehovot. But on the other hand, like our community now.
Why? You have to say why.
Why? Like I think.
Because you don't want to be the only Arab Palestinian family there?
No, because also like this is the interests of the Israeli government, like that you will be part from the Israeli community and
To leave your
to live your roots,
your community.
Yeah, and like to live as everything is good, beautiful, but it's not.
And also in Rehovot there is no Arab schools or
Yeah,
Arab speaking schools or kindergartens. So you know that if you have kids in Rehovot, they will speak Hebrew.
yeah, they were born as
They
an
will
Israeli.
lose your culture. And if you want to save your culture, you have to go back
Yeah,
to your cities.
yeah, and also like the problem is like we live in Rehovot more than 8 years, but we don't really feel belong to this place because like everything is in Hebrew, nothing like talking with us as a Palestinian. So like also like we finish now, but the opportunities for like to work and like to really have a good future, as Siwar said, it's here in the center of Israel. Here, like if we want to back to, and this is like not spontaneous. It's also like a plan, a government Israeli plan, like to make the Palestinian community more difficult, more violence, as I think you hear about it. So like as now we finish, if you go back to Nazareth or to Kufr Yassif, we don't have real opportunity to work. So we have to leave our villages or our places that we were born and to move to here. And what I did with that. So this is a very, like we discuss this subject more than 3 or 4 months, where we will move after that.
Like, if I'm not Palestinian, I will think where I just will look for a good job and that's it.
That's it.
I don't care about where to live and where to keep my children to speak.
Yeah.
Like Indians, I don't know. They are going to USA. They don't care about their history.
When we first met in mid-May, you were in the West Bank in Ramallah. Could I ask why we were there? If you want to talk about it, if you don't.
Because so I will start from the
هربنا من
yeah. It was like a war on Gaza, and because we are living in Rehovot, it's like a Jewish city. For me, it wasn't comfortable to be there. The people, maybe they didn't tell me to go, or like they didn't say anything to me, but I didn't feel comfortable to be there and to see the people. Maybe it's just me, but I think also the stories that I have been listening about the reaction of the Jewish people when they saw Arab in these situations. Like I have my cousin who was living in Petah Tikva, it's near Tel Aviv, and he was also living in a building Jews building. Like, I don't like to say Jews building, but it's the
Mainly Jews.
Majority.
Majority. So it was in another war. So we have a lot of wars. It also the same situation, and he wanted to go down to the shelter.
Yeah, like
the
to have a
shelter.
safe place.
But when he went down, they said to him, "Just go out. You
You
are
cannot
Arab.
enter.
You can't be here." So maybe
And he drives
this-
back to Nazareth.
these
to Nazareth.
stories make me feeling that it's not comfortable to me to be there or to go to the shelter. So in this night, when they there was a rocket who it's fall down in Rehovot near us. I didn't know what to do, to go to the shelter or to stay in my apartment. My apartment is on the top of the building. Like, if there is a rocket, I will be the first one to hug it. But I didn't go down because I didn't know what reaction I can face there. So I decided just to go from Rehovot. So we went to Ramallah. Yeah.
Do you feel like you had to run from the Palestinian resistance? I cannot imagine how confusing must that be.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to, like, another story. It's like, but the opposite. Not this year, like in May, when everything شو بقولوا؟
Raise up.
The raise up.
Raise
May, yeah. So I was in Ramallah, like practicing with the dance company, and also like was war with Gaza, and Gaza sending
rockets. Yeah.
So in one night, the whole people, like my friend in Ramallah, like we go together to like a very high place.
She was in Ramallah and I was in Rehovot.
In Rehovot. So I was in
And this,
Rehovot, and like to see the rocket from Gaza that like will fall down in Tel Aviv and Rehovot, and Siwar was there, and the people like in the West Bank
Was
was
doing-
so celebrating that like Gaza threw
A rocket.
and I was like, I stand there and really I start to cry because like Siwar there, my husband like there, and I understand these people why they are I don't know, happy, or because like they feel maybe strong, or they feel that they face the occupation or someone helped them. But like I have a family there, like my house in Rehovot, and like maybe like one rocket will fall down like in my apartment, and Siwar there. So for me it was, I don't know how to express the feeling. Like I start to cry. So yeah, it's like as a Palestinian here, you can face very complicated feelings. Yeah. This moment I will not forget forever. Like I saw the people celebrating, but like I'm with these people, but my husband is in the other side. So yeah, it was so complicated.
So this time you decided to go back to the West Bank to feel safer?
Yes, because we feel like we really feel belong to the West Bank. Like there's a part that we cannot feel it here as a Palestinian in the Israeli territory, that in the West Bank we can feel it.
There is no confusing.
Yeah, you see, it's black and white. Here there's a gray, a lot of colors, and sometimes like we have to like to see the things clear.
Mm-hmm. Also, in the West Bank, you don't have to explain yourselves, or do you have?
No, you don't have.
Yeah.
Because that thing you were saying about you have an Israeli passport, and when someone asks you where you're from, outside of the West Bank, it's a confusing question.
Yes, but
Do you feel the same there?
No, in the West Bank, because they used to meet the Palestinian who live here, but also some people there also they will not accept that for example we live in Rehovot, but I understand that because for them a Jewish people is the soldier that stand on the checkpoint, so they don't really meet them as a human. So I face some situation, difficult situation, especially because I live in Rehovot, but I understand them, and then give them the time to really to think and to ask themselves question, because I born to this reality. No one asked me. If someone asked me, maybe I prefer to born in, I don't know, somewhere else, but it's not easy, but it's not my choice. I born in a Palestinian family that live in the 48 territories, so it's very complicated. But the people, especially that don't live here, it's complicated for them to understand that.
As you live in the 48, how was your education at school? Did you go to Israeli school? And
No.
how was it like?
In Arab cities, there is Arab schools.
So you only faced the Israeli university?
Yeah, but we must learn Hebrew from the first class.
We studied Hebrew from the first class.
First or second.
Yeah. But we always that the Israeli government, they control also the education in the schools, also in the Arab schools.
Yeah, it's according
so the history that you study, it's the story of the Zionist.
Yeah.
And
for example, they don't in the history classes, we end in the 48, no? Yeah. That's it. Before the 48. So
also they choose, in the Arab lectures, they choose the specific lectures that do not speak about politics or something that can they choose they make a filtration for the
So what were you taught about Palestine? What people said to you about Palestine in school?
In schools?
Yeah.
We don't learn it.
Some teachers prefer not to speak because they know that they will be arrested or something. But maybe because we came from political houses
or family,
families or parents, so we also were in a youth communist, I don't know how to say it. So we studied there the politics and the right history. And so maybe
from school you cannot have they don't really learn us about the Palestinian history. Everything that we talked about it's from our families and the thing that we face. But we don't really have a specific education about the Palestinian history.
My grandfather was also a teacher, and in the 48 he wanted to teach the right history and the right history. So they arrest him, and they he was wanted. And he
hide in different
and to run away from Nazareth.
He hide in Hebron.
So we know these things, and our parents know that maybe you don't have to speak about it, or Yeah.
Yeah. But do you think that some of your friends from school didn't have such political families?
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
could go through their lives without knowing as much as you do, for instance, or not?
Yes. There is a lot of young Arab Palestinian that don't really care about it or don't really think about it because they born like in families that don't really talk about and educate this thing.
They just want to live.
Yeah, like after, like there is the first intifada, the second intifada, and there's a lot of, it was 2000 صح? The
Yeah.
second intifada
2000.
also like in the 48 territory, also it came to the 48 territory, and the Israeli government or the, I don't know, military, or they shot 13 young Palestinian people. So after this event,
Here, like in the 48.
he like
territory.
from zero, because they demonstrate, not like they don't these young guys, they don't really have gun, they just demonstrate. So after this event, the Palestinian here like take a step back, so they started to be afraid. So a lot of Palestinian family like educate their children or their like to, okay, don't really talk about the Palestinian conflict. You can just live. What is the important thing, like to focus on your future and not like the history, because they saw that these 13 were shot and nothing happened and the life continued.
Done.
Yeah. So after the second intifada, especially this event, like it was dramatic for the Palestinian that live in the 48.
And you can also hear it always that like people don't want to speak about politics. When you start to speak about politics, they will tell you, don't speak about politics.
Yeah.
We don't. But they don't, maybe they don't recognize why they don't want. But I know and I feel that there is a problem there. They have this
Conflict.
Yeah. They don't want this conflict. And not everybody want really to catch the history like me.
Yeah.
Some of them want just to live. That's it.
Because it's difficult.
Yeah, it's difficult.
It's difficult.
I wanted to ask you, we already talked a little bit about how it's like to live in the 48, but also there was this idea about what it's like to have Israeli friends and to meet Israeli people as they are, not just the army, but Israelis. Do you have Israeli friends? And
So
what is it like?
good question. Yes, I have a lot of Israeli friends and also Zionist friends who don't believe like me, like don't think like me. But I don't know how it started. Like when I came to the university, I didn't want maybe to make Israeli friends. I just wanted to come to study and to go back to Nazareth and to help my community. But I had to meet the Israeli people or the Jewish people or the other side. And I think it's good for me to meet them and to hear to their stories. It was so difficult for me at the beginning. Like I was confused. I I started to ask myself about my basic thinking or, thoughts.
Ideology, yeah.
Yeah.
To question everything.
Yeah, you face things that is you didn't think about it, and maybe you can face like things that make you not sure about your ideas.
What
And-
kind of things?
Okay, it's like it's the first thing that I can remember. I always heard from my parents and my surrounding people, and yeah, that Israel took our lands, and that the people in Palestine just run away from the land. When I went to the university and I started to speak with the Jewish people, they told me, no, you didn't run away from your land. You just went away from your land. We didn't took it. We came and the land was empty.
Empty.
Really. And I didn't know how to discuss this. I did it was the first time that I have to think I was thinking that it's like obvious, but it's not. They don't know really, and you have to. At this point, I knew that I have to improve my knowledge and to know to have more evidence to defend my opinion. So it makes me stronger.
What do you now reply to someone who says, no, it was empty? What do you say to them?
That my grandfather had 140 dunams that was taken from him, and until now we don't have a piece of land. 1 dunam we don't have. So I know I have evidence, a lot of evidence, and I read about a lot of villages that was just damaged or
Destroyed, yeah.
destroyed. Yeah. So you have always to as I said, to know your history, to be strong. You have to defend your ideas.
What would happen if you decided that, for instance, you didn't want to go to an Israeli university? So is it possible for Palestinians to boycott Israeli institutions? Is it fair?
Practically, I think it's possible. They can study in abroad and also in the West Bank.
Yeah.
But not everybody can do it. A lot of people, students, prefer to be closer to their parents. They don't want.
Yeah.
And it's easier maybe to be here.
No, I think also the fact that we are here and we decide to study here and to stay here despite of all these complicated and difficulties, it's a way to resist. No, I want to be here. I want to face this reality. I will be Palestinian, never mind where I will be. Really. If I will live 100 years in Rehovot, I will stay Palestinian. And also to have Israeli friend, I think it's very important to understand the other side and to see your story in a new perspective, in a new direction. You have like to go out. Like the Arab and especially the Palestinian are very emotional. But I realized, especially like as Siwar said, like we have to really learn the history and have fact. And to have a conversation, especially with the other side, not in emotion. Fact. So I think this is one of the things that I learned. So like we, like the Israeli community, like have also a good thing that we can learn.
Yeah.
Not also because they are Jewish or they are Israeli. I cannot learn. No, you can learn from everything. And also like the child that born in Jewish family, what he did. Like just only because he born in a Jewish family, that's it. I will not speak with him. No. So I think it's important to know the other side, to learn the language. It's very important.
Why do you say that? It's very important to know the language so you can
speak, and you can also learn like about the other
their
side.
narrative.
Yes.
It's good to have
Language.
like a common language. It's breaking the borders between people.
Yeah,
And,
no, especially like our situation, especially that the Palestinian, the 48, like to face this government, you have to learn about this government. You have to learn the language, like to really to have
to defend yourself.
yes.
You have
Imagine like we don't really speak Hebrew, how we can be here? Like Yafa, it's for us. Despite that now it's the majority is Jewish. But like if I want really to, I don't know, it's my way in living.
I understand. Yeah, I remember last time we were together, Siwar said that some of the Israelis are also suffering.
Yeah, sure.
They are being used to occupy
Yes.
this place. How do you deal with that? Because you're saying, for instance, that you have Israeli friends and also Zionist
Look,
friends.
I don't have the solution yet, but if I want to find it, and I have to know what makes them think like this.
Yeah.
What makes them like, why they are like, for me at the beginning it was so weird to know that also Jewish people have good things.
Yeah.
Because I thought that they are like, soldiers, they occupied our country, and but then I knew that they are human. They have good things. They can be really good friends, and they are also thinking the same like us. They want to go to the future also like us. Like it's the nature, yeah. Let's say. Then I started to think why they, how they can do this like ugly things, how they can be soldiers and also a good friends or a good people, how they can do it, why they are doing. So I wanted to understand really, and I think if I can understand and catch this point, I can find the solution. This is my opinion, when I'm thinking to myself, really, if I want to just to take Palestine, what the Jews will do, I don't want to really to kill all of them and to just throw them in the sea. I want them also to be saved, because maybe I'm good person, but this is how I'm thinking. And to do this thing to save also the Jewish people and the Arab people, you have to find a solution for both of them.
Because killing Israeli sometimes can be killing a friend.
Not always. Yeah,
Sometimes.
I didn't thought about this like this. It's right, because now they are my friend. But also before, I didn't think that I want to kill people. Really, I don't want to kill people. I can't kill a cat or a bee. So really, and I think nobody want just to kill. Nobody. There is maybe they think that they have the right to kill people because they want to save ourselves, or they have the tiruts or محجة, like they have the rights to do it, like. Yeah.
So you think that liberating the liberation of the Jewish people from the Zionist project, this colonial project, is essential to liberate the Palestinian people?
I think it's for sure, yes.
And who has to do this? Because I think that's a big discussion, right? Are Palestinians the ones who have to liberate their oppressor? What do you think about this?
You ask who have to do this?
This to liberate the Jewish people. Do they have to do them for themselves?
Like, until now, nobody is doing this. Really. Maybe there is trails to do this, but until now I don't see it. Also the Arabs, because they I think that Arab people think how to liberate themselves, and they don't think about the Jews. And also the Jews people, they don't know what is really happened, or what they don't see that there is somebody who's controlling them. And you can see, that Zionist came from religious, from the Bible of the Jews. But now you can see people here, Jews people, who are not religious, atheist people, and they are also identify themselves as a Zionist. So you can see that they don't know really what is Zionist. So maybe the media is a good way to show the people these things. I don't want to just give conspirations, but I think that there is a interest just to keep this situation like this.
Yeah, the status quo.
Yeah.
That is.
I can give you my theory, but if you
Yeah, give it. If you want.
Yeah, I want. Like it's not hidden. Everybody knows that money controls the world. So these people who have the money controlling this situation and want to keep it. I don't have another point of view or explanation for this. Because we see it, we know that who have the money can control the media and can control the weapons. They can sell the weapons to these groups or to this group. So I think this people want to keep this situation, and I can see their interests, why they can want to keep it.
I wanted to, for the past few days, we've been hearing a lot of people talking about especially your parents' generation, the second generation since Nakba, who lived the first Intifada, also of course second Intifada, which is many times described as a generation disappointed, with a lot of fear, whose dreams got stuck in the box, and that have to be sometimes heroes with no place to deal with the drama. So I wanted to ask you if you think you bear generational trauma from your grandparents, your parents, and now
Our generation.
Yeah.
I think our generation, like, it's surprising because a lot of people in our age, they really want to save the roots against the second generation, that they lose the hope. Like, for example, my parents, they really lose that they can do something. This is our life, we have to accept it, and that's it. We have to focus on our like family future. But our generation, it's very different. Like, a lot of people have the courage, like, to resist and to fight, and we are Palestinian, and like, we don't really forget that. Like, as Ben Gurion said, like, the first generation will remember, the second one I don't know, and the third one for sure will not. So it's the opposite, and it's not like accidentally. Like, for example, like Ben Gvir, you heard about Ben Gvir. Like, one thing said, like, he said one thing good, that we'll do another Nakba. So, like, here, like, the Israeli don't really want to recognize and acknowledge the Nakba. Like, nothing happened. So, like, this sentence, recognize that, okay, you did Nakba, you want to do another Nakba. So you by yourself, like, you really say that the Palestinian people, they really passed Nakba, that you did it. Like that. So I think because, like, the Israeli now government come to be more racism and, like, put very difficulties for the Palestinian, like
it turned against them.
Yeah,
right?
it's for sure. Like, it's what they don't really get what they want. It's the opposite. So the people here, like, imagine when I said in the beginning, if someone attacked you, so you have to
stand up
and say, I'm Palestinian. So I think, like, when if the Israeli government continue to be like this, I think the Palestinian people will be more Palestinian and, like, resist for the identity. Because it's very difficult, like, to be, like, to really, that you live and you born in place and you face almost every day racism, and, like, they look about you as a Palestinian, or you are not a good person. So it's not easy. Even in sometimes these things make you more violence, because, like, leave me, like, what do you want? I'm Palestinian, what can I do? Like, I think, and one of these things that we have a lot of violence in our community. It's not like because we born like this, because the situation here make you like this, because every time you have, like, to protect yourself, to protect your identity. So
you react.
Yes, this is a reflection.
Like, when you say trauma, I think that it's not trauma. It's still before the trauma. It's still the wound itself. And how you know that the wound is still there? Because it's still hurting. Like nobody want to speak about it.
Yeah.
It's something that nobody want to speak about it. So you know that it's hurting. Nobody want to touch it. So it's not trauma. It's really here. Yeah. Maybe the trauma will be after. For both people, like both sides.
It's still
Yeah.
open.
Yeah.
It's still open, yeah. And it's infected also. Maybe we have to cut it.
To amputate. I think a few days ago, someone in the group also asked you this question: when the Palestinian people is liberated, will you be able to forgive your oppressor?
I will speak just about myself because not everybody is ready to forgive. For me, it's yes, I can forgive, but I will not forget. I don't want to forgive and to forget. I want to speak about it. If you, like, I'm speaking now with the Jewish people, and I say to them, if you want me to forgive you, we have to speak about this thing and we have to solve it. I don't want just to forgive you and to forget about the problem. We have to solve the problem. And then I don't care about it, really. I don't really hate them or something. I don't feel that I have to forgive them. We have to speak about it.
Yeah, because I think like the Jewish people in my age, they born in this situation. No one asked them if they want really to be in this situation. So, as Siwar said, we will not forget. But forgive, like we also like live with them now. Like I cannot like now have a gun and like shoot people. Me, like as a person, I will not do that and I cannot do this. So maybe yes, like, but the important thing, like, I will not forget. And for me, it's important that the other side, like, knowledge and talk about the Nakba. And yes, we did this for the Palestinian people. Like, and for example, like to have a museum that talk about the Nakba and like to protect the history. Like every people like
to get our rights also.
Yes.
There is
Yes.
a lot of refugees out there, and I can't just forgive without a solution for them also.
Yeah, it's not related like only for the Palestinian who live here. Like a lot of immigrant Palestinians that live in refugee camps in Lebanon and Syria that they want to back. And I think this is one of the problem and the question that really like important and like because of that we don't really have a solution because the Israeli side don't really want the Palestinian back, but it's our right. It's not my problem that you came here and immigrate us and now you like want to do peace or I don't know a solution according to you, like that fit only you. A lot of people, I know a lot of people that they say have the key, so it's not our problem. So it's very complicated. But for me, like the Jewish people here that born after the 48, it's not their choice as mine.
I think, like, I'm thinking with you now.
Yeah,
I don't know. But I think that if really the Palestinian or everybody, if someone have to get his liberty, he have to forgive, right? I'm asking you now.
I don't know.
If you want to keep this you know, this
feeling, like
feeling,
this
it's bad feeling.
Yeah.
You will not feel really liberate
If you have
if you have this feeling. So we have to forgive to get our liberty, and we have to find this solution that also gives the rights for the Palestinians, and also to allow us to forgive.
But I imagine for some people might be more difficult. I'm thinking, for instance, someone who lives in Gaza, always lived in Gaza. I don't know how to ask that person to forgive, for instance.
I think
I'm just thinking out loud. I don't know.
you cannot ask, maybe.
I think you can.
You can?
Yes.
Maybe. I don't know.
Maybe he will not give you answer, but it's good to ask,
Yeah, it's
And-
difficult question, I think.
because maybe, so why they can't forgive? Why you think that they can't forgive?
I don't know. I cannot imagine even myself being in that situation, so that's why I cannot even put myself in the place where I had to make that decision.
Maybe they don't have this opportunity to think about their humanitarian.
Yeah.
They don't have this time to think about it. But we have this privilege, we say, أفضلية. We have this privilege to think about our humanity. And this is how they control this. They always make you running to get a money and to go to the war. And then they don't want you to have this time to think about your humanity. So it's for everybody.
Thank you. شكرا.
عفواً.
Have fun.
Esta entrevista foi feita por mim, Margarida David Cardoso, com perguntas do Bernardo Afonso e do Ricardo Esteves Ribeiro. Muito nesta entrevista é alimentado por uma conversa anterior em Nazaré, com Maria e Siwar e um conjunto de amigos com quem viajamos na Palestina. Uma pergunta em particular, a última, foi feita originalmente pelo Pedro Pedrosa, que não pode passar sem o devido crédito. Obrigada, Pedro. A edição de som e banda sonora é do Bernardo Afonso, que fez a edição de texto com o Ricardo Esteves Ribeiro. Fazem ainda parte da equipa Fumaça Fred Rocha, Joana Teresa Batista, Luís Marquês, Maria Almeida e Nuno Viegas. Até já.